that she's, yes, good job. She doesn't mind as much, so she can practice. Yeah, good job. Like maybe they can, if they can do like 4 or 5 times, like come in and out of the building while you're practicing, and then maybe they can do some playtime afterwards. Then it's like she's still working with another dog, but she knows that dog. So yeah, good job. Do you hear the sirens? Good job. Yes. Yeah, good job. Do you hear that? Good job. Good job. Yeah, good girl. It's almost like she's using her chin to tell you when she's comfortable. Because she's putting her chin down to say like, I'm okay now. I'm okay. I can focus now. Which is really nice.
Yeah.
She's,
Well, because like when her head's up, she kind of has that like alert position almost.
yeah. Good job. Yeah, good job. And you can see really well when she moves into that threshold of like, oh, this is too much, I can't, this is too overwhelming, to like when she's actually really relaxed and calm.
Oh yeah, another thing I was thinking about, like with the whole like threshold of being calm and starting to bark, is I think, I don't know if like this will be permanent or not, but I know that she's kind of gotten like more barky recently, and I'm wondering if like maybe this stage of her like puppy development, she's like a bit more emotional around like just other things, because she's become very barky at people as well.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you don't want to always reward absolutely everything she sees or notices, but to help her, you're just interrupting it to start with, and then hopefully getting to the point like where it's not a big deal anymore. And it's one of those things that you probably continually have to work on with her, if I'm being completely honest, and I don't know if it'll completely go away. But I think what's good about the fact that she's gotten to this point is that she is capable of, with a bit of practice, capable of relaxing in an environment that she wasn't able to before. Because like when I first came down here and we started practicing, like I couldn't like sit was, I was able to get like a sit, but she'd pop back up and she'd be like moving around constantly. She couldn't just sit here while we're having a chat and just be happy like laying down. So the fact that she can do that now is gives me more hope that she'll be able to settle down more easily around other dogs. But it's just going to take, again, more practice to get her to that point. I don't even mind if she doesn't want to like socialize with every dog, but it would be nice if she didn't shout at every dog. And I think what's happening is she shouts, and either she's had a point where that dog has walked away or that person has walked away, and that's rewarding by itself. So she's learning that barking at the thing is making them go away, which is what she wants. She doesn't want them to probably come closer. So how do you fix that? You have to look at the whole thing and then break it down as to how do I make her feel comfortable around that. So if she barks, that person goes away. I don't necessarily want to do the opposite of that, where she barks and they come forward, because I think if she's already starting to bark, she's already at that point where she's not comfortable. So you're not going to be able to teach her anything new when she's that frustrated or stressed. But you can pair what she's frustrated or stressed about with good things, so that way it's every time that she sees a dog, you're kind of teaching her that good things happen when those dogs show up or when those people show up. And it's kind of like a little bit of, how do I make those dogs boring? Like, how do I make it so that when those dogs come or when they are walking nearby, it's just incredibly boring.
Yeah.
And like when she starts barking, do you guys like pull on the leash and like walk away, or do you try to like kind of direct her somewhere else, or do you kind of stand still and hope that the person goes away, or how do you guys like usually respond?
I know I typically like kind of keep going, just like not exactly responding to her, just moving forward past them. Because usually they're on the other side of the street, because I try and cross the street when I see the dogs, but just trying to like move past them.
Yeah, and that's good. That's good, because like if they're approaching you, it's a bit harder because the sidewalks are narrow. So it's like, how do I get out of that? And what would I do in that situation when they're coming towards me and there's nowhere for me to go? My thought would be like, let me just turn around and walk the other way. Instead of making her walk past that dog and the chance that she's gonna get upset, I might turn around the other direction and go the opposite way so they're behind us. And then maybe walk at a faster pace so that they're not right on her tail, but far enough away until I can get some space. The other thing too, like you said, crossing the street or using the cars to kind of block her visual, like we're doing with the couch here. So she can't see them, and it's taking some of the pressure off. Like if she doesn't have to, like if she's not forced to look at them, it might take some of that, it might release some of that pressure.
Usually if there's like cars on the side.
You go up. I was like, no, I'll settle for some treats. Yeah, go ahead.
If there's cars on the side that she's on, so she can't see like past that line of cars, she'll typically not bark.
Good girl. Yeah.
But a lot of times if the cars are on the other side, I guess because like I don't exactly know why, but if the cars are on the other side, a lot of times she'll bark at the dog when it's going by.
Right.
Because she'll like be able to see it for like a split second.
In between. Yeah. And that could be another thing that you could practice with her with the dog that she likes is like start with the dog that she likes because she's comfortable with that dog. And because it's almost like you're setting it up, right? So if I talk to the person that I know that she, like the dogs that are on your floor or the dogs that she's friends with, and it's like they're on one side of the street, yes, and there's a gap between two cars, and just have them kind of walking back and forth between those two cars. So it's like you're recreating that moment where she's going to see dogs in between cars, but it's with a dog that she likes and she's accepted or she recognizes, and then you're also having more control over it, because if she gets a little bit too much, you can kind of shout at your friend just to be like, hey, can you pause for a second, let me just get her calmed down again, and then start up again. It's just ways that you can practice. And we might for the U-turn stuff, I might actually just do that in here just to start with so she can get used to the pattern. But I don't have a dog that I can work with. So what I'm gonna do instead is have you maybe set up like a bowl of treats somewhere. And then we're gonna use that as the distraction. You're being very good. So let's see.